I'm Margaret in Windsor, and I've put up a lot of tapes the last year and a half. And the reason I'm doing this one at the moment is we were talking about Brian Williams, and I've told people about my kidnapping, my real name. I found out in '83, and I'm 76 years old now. I was kidnapped in '41 and brought to Moulton, Alabama, and given the name of the twin. I wrote about mind control. I'd worked for doctors, and I found out that one doctor, cardiovascular I worked for, had actually put a chip in a heart bypass of a man who was head of a corporation. So in doing that back then, it goes way back to MK Ultra. They went before Congress in '53, got slapped on the wrist, were turned loose to continue with what they were doing. And it's so advanced now today that they can mass armies under mind control. It's a war game, a game of chess. Excuse me. I have personally, when I found out about my kidnapping, but before then, I knew about the mind control murders and them being done in patterns. I didn't know the mechanism used back in '70, and before '70, really. It was later I found out about mind control, and that was in '76 to '80. Had a letter from the FBI, National Security involved, ongoing investigation, June the 23rd of '79. Had antifreeze put in me, April Fool Day of '80, because that's what this has all been, that you could kidnap me, a monarch, Victoria II, heir of the British Crown, and do all the things. Discrediting me with lies, just like they did my father, and I've put this on tapes. My father, Edward VIII, was never married to Wallace Simpson. She married a double, a look-alike, and my father was married to my mother, sister to artist Georgia O'Keeffe. My mom is Claudia Ruth O'Keeffe Windsor, and a 99-year seal was put on this horrific crime and lies that changed history, and the illegal treaties that followed, and the making of the United Nations and NATO and the Jewish nation, and you go on from here, the New World Order. The Jews kidnapped me, Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bilderbergers. My own Uncle George, who's illegal, helped take down his own brother and kidnap his own niece, me, and he actually worked for the United States in his decision-making, and Elizabeth has followed suit. Some of the illegal treaties was the fact that they signed treaties with the United States. George did, that allowed the United States to put its military all over Great Britain and hold Great Britain hostage and me hostage and use them, or us, for a launching pad to conquer the world. And when Obama's saying, and the media is talking about Russia, trying to rule the world and take over, my God, look at what's gone on. Everything that was British now has the United States stamped on it. And who's been engaging all these so-called friends, which are part of them are hostages, the nations, in taking out all the wars that are going on now? Look at all the wars. Who's doing that? And you accuse somebody else of starting wars? And you're holding me, the monarch, and so much ransom has been paid for me. And the United States talks about that they don't pay ransom. Well, you sure collected it over the years. And what you did to my sons, my mom and dad, to the British, the Germans, and here's the kicker, to some of your own people. So I'm going to probably people tune it out because I haven't laid out things. I've done it in the past, and even this morning. I was talking about Brian Williams. I came back from CNN. I've turned this over from long ago when I had no money and I had to beg for food and live up on the Appalachian Trail on the side of the road just to live. I've turned it over to the media. So all the media here, whether it's local in Atlanta or in Huntsville or out in California, Los Angeles, or up in, can't think of the name of it now, Scott Peterson was one of the mind control murders. His attorney is Martin Garrett, who I think is a great attorney. But I wanted to, before I get lost myself in what I'm trying to get back to, you get to a producer. That's what CNN, I'd been down there. Someone called me while I was on the bus coming back to Roanoke and said, the producers are the ones that stop it. They're the ones that have to say it goes or it doesn't. So over the years, it's all been squashed about my kidnapping because who did it, the United States and the Jews, and the horrific crimes they've done in plain sight against me and my children and against the British and some of their own people and, of course, against the Germans. But the way Brian Williams, the way I see it now from what I know, they're either getting ready to tell it and NBC is behind him, or else he really is suffering himself from being placed under mind control. They can delete your memory or insert it, and someone today said, if something about talk show, a news media, if they told a lie or slipped up or embellished, they call it embellishing. When really he's under mind control, I think, and his memory's been played with. So nobody wants that, but how would you know? That's the whole thing. And here's the one thing I wanted to say real quick. They can do anything with mind control, modify your behavior, program someone to go out and shoot or kill or rape or drive the car in the river or commit suicide or what looks like it. They can control a jury's decision. So what has happened in all this, when the use of mind control is a weapon, the whole system is torn down because a jury can be not bought with money, but with mind control, their decision making. You can be prosecuting the wrong person for a crime, like James Holmes or Mark David Chapman killed John Lennon. God knows I love John Lennon, but that doesn't dismiss the fact that Mark David Chapman was programmed. He's a victim of mind control. So I want to get back to the media. Everybody's jumping down Williams' throat, and, he is really thrown to the wolves. I would never take up to the media anymore, unless it's the truth. And I totally feel that Brian Williams has been had by mind control. And the fact that people say, well, his word's no good anymore. Well, how do you know yours is? Or any of the other media who have never told you about mind control and about murders, the real way murders have happened, and most of all, they have ignored me and the horrific crimes done against me while they salute this country, and it's so hideous. But that's what I wanted to say, because to see what's being done to Brian Williams, what are you going to do if you're force-fed what your media, local media, I've been here since '86. I have gone to this media. They know it all. They know about me and the crimes being committed against me right here in Roanoke, really. And I've gotten on the bus with what money I could get, and I've gone to Dallas. I've gone all points in between, like I say, back to Atlanta many times to CNN, and left things with the other stations there that I had left back in '76 and '80. And I don't even know where my sons are now. I haven't for a long time. I pray that they're alive and I get to see them again. But mind control, when you talk about Edward Snowden, and he's in Russia now, he is your hero. He told you about the National Security Agency, but it's all agencies are under one now. You think the FBI, the CIA, and all that are separated, and ATF, they're not. It's the New World Order, the global government is in power, and Obama has told you that back when the government almost shut down fall of, 2 years ago? And Elizabeth, who's illegal and sold out her own country, is a member of the New World Order. So is Charles. The whole family will be, and they're illegal. That's my money they're spending, my country that they gave away and fed to the killers. So I guess that's about all that I can say. The